Thanks for joining us. Welcome to my home. And you never know what you're going to see around here. And maybe we can convince Rocket, my dog, to stop by for a visit sometime. Meanwhile, this is my first book to read to you. And it's called Princess Fish. It's a real fish. Really, she was. A long time ago. And my cousin helped do the sketches and drawings and the artwork. So I'd like to read this to you. I won't read all the intros to it. We'll just get right to the story. But I do want to thank Star for helping me get this done. Princess Fish is a very special pink and white fish. She lives in a beautiful pond surrounded by flowers that have colors like rainbow and some colors that don't even have names yet. There are so many trees. The trees are so tall that they almost touch the sky. Every day she plays with two orange fish that live in the pond with her. There are three green frogs that come to visit the pond. They like to jump in and out of the water trying to catch the bugs they eat. The birds come near to sing beautiful songs. Sometimes it sounds like the frogs are trying to sing with them. Speaking of singing with them, I'm going to interrupt my story. I hope you do understand one thing with my stories. I'm hoping that you're going to join in as being part of them. So you don't have to read the words exact. You don't have to tell the story exact. Add your name, add a friend's name, add a puppy's name, a kitty's name, add characters, add places. Make it so that you can be part of it. Makes it more fun that way, and you use more imagination. So let's continue. Throughout the day, the sun's light is so warm and bright as Princess and her friends watch it move through the sky. The frogs like to make waves in the water to see the sun's light dance and sparkle like there are diamonds floating on top. Princess and her friends like jumping to the surface to try to catch the sparkles. At night, the moon and stars reflect on the water as if it was a mirror, and they shine so brightly above the trees. It's such a magical place. It's a place where Princess's imagination can let her do just about anything she wants. If you try really hard, you might be able to imagine yourself at the pond with her. Princess loves to swim around with her friends in between the water plants and lily pads. They especially like it when they have pretty flowers on them. Being fish in a place they love, they could imagine the flowers could change their colors. Some days they might pretend the flowers were blue. Some days they might have dots on them or even stripes. They have so much fun using their imagination. At mealtime, Princess Fish and her friends would always get so excited when Jane, the human who owns the pond, comes to feed them. One day, while Jane was feeding her wonderful fish, she noticed that her beautiful princess was just laying on the bottom of the pond. Jane got a net so she could pick her up and see what was wrong with her. She brought Princess into the house to put her into a glass tank to try to help her get better. In a glass tank, Jane could watch Princess, and Princess could look out to see everything going on around her. But Princess just kept laying on the bottom of her new home. She looked so sad. She wanted so much to understand what was happening to her. Princess was so scared, and she felt so alone. Princess wanted to be with her friends in their magical pond. She missed watching the frogs jumping in and out of the water. She missed hearing the birds sing. She couldn't even imagine the flowers changing colors where she was now. Princess didn't know what to do. Jane took care of Princess every day. She gave her medicine to make her try to feel better. Jane would pick her up in her hand and give her food since Princess didn't want to eat on her own. Princess just couldn't get off the bottom, no matter how hard she tried. She would often think about being back in the pond. She missed her stars at night. Here in her new home, it was too quiet and too lonely. All she wanted to do was swim again, so she would be able to be with her friends back in the beautiful, magical, and wonderful pond. 2 months went by, and Jane's beautiful princess still wasn't getting better. The doctor said that she would never be able to get better, and maybe not be able to survive much longer. Jane refused to give up on her beautiful fish. Princess was trying so hard to be able to swim again. She was just starting to eat better. She was healthy. It was that she couldn't swim. I'm a fish, she said. I'm supposed to swim. I don't understand why I can't. She looked at Jane with her big, sad eyes. You're trying so hard, Jane said. I won't give up on you as long as you keep trying. We'll get through this together. You're very special. You're not sick. You're only disabled. Being disabled isn't a bad thing. It's just a word to explain things. It means you can't do some of the things as well as you used to. I guess we can say you're physically challenged. We just have to take on that challenge. And we'll have to learn how to do some things differently. We can do it because we have each other. Jane tried to reassure her beautiful princess that things would be just fine. She even got her a new fish tank with some colorful plants. It's not the same as the pond, Jane said, but you can use your imagination and it could be whatever you want it to be. Jane added some small blue striped fish to the tank. They were the kind that look like little neon light bulbs. The kind that lights that glow different colors and signs you might see around town. Jane thought they might cheer Princess up and give her someone to talk to. They're not like the other fish you knew, Jane explained. You'll learn to like them too. The new fish didn't understand why Princess wouldn't swim around the tank with them. They kept trying to play with her. Princess wouldn't try to join them. She would tell them, I can't swim anymore. I'm physically challenged. I'm special. Sometimes Princess would go to the corner and cry. Jane would tell Princess that it's okay to have days to be sad. It was even okay to cry. Then Jane told her something very important. Jane told Princess that she shouldn't give up. She told her that she might have a sad day, and it would only get better when she tried again the next day. Today, Jane taught Princess how she could sit herself up against the side of the tank. Now Princess wasn't always laying on her side. Princess smiled. Princess was starting to eat on her own. It was dinner time now. Jane hand-fed Princess a little bit and then dropped some food in the tank near her so she would have to try to get the food on her own. And she did. As days went by, Princess taught herself how to scoot across the bottom to catch the food. Princess even surprised Jane one time when she showed her how she can use her fins to swoosh the water over the stones. This would make the food in the stones float up so she could gobble it all up. Princess was teaching herself how to adjust her disability. She learned to use her fins to balance herself on the bottom. Then she could sit up or push off the bottom and float. She could almost make it to the top of the tank. Now if she could only just get anywhere she wanted. It just took a little bit longer and was a little bit more work. She could even play with her new neon friends. Princess started to imagine things again, like she did when she was in the pond. She pretends that she could see the stars at night. She pretends that the plants in the tank could change colors. She can even imagine that she was swimming around like she used to. Everyone is very happy and healthy. Jane is so proud of her beautiful pink and white princess fish. One day, Jane had to go away for a few days. Princess got scared. You can't leave me, she yelled. How can I get along without you? Who will take care of me and these little fish here? Don't worry, Jane tried to reassure Princess. My friend will be stopping by to feed and take care of you. I won't be away long. I have confidence in you. You will do just fine. I'm so proud of you. You have learned so much these past few months. You keep imagining that you can swim and pretend that I'm here with you. That way, by the time that I'm away won't seem so long. That meant so much to Princess. One night, while she sat alone, Princess thought of different things that she would try to do. She wanted to thank Jane for taking care of her and for having confidence in her. Most of the night, Princess kept trying and trying over and over to swim on her own. She kept telling herself, I can do this, I can do this, I will do this for Jane. I'll show her that that I can, and she'll really be proud of me. I'm a fish. I can swim. Then she got very tired, fell asleep. In the morning, the other neon fish went over to Princess to wake her up. They startled her. Princess jumped up and started to go over and ran at just swimming right after them. One of the little fishes yelled out, Look, 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 you're swimming. She was. Princess was actually swimming. I can swim, yelled Princess. It wasn't easy. She would still fall over and swim into things, but she was swimming on her own. Not long ago, Jane had called some of the vets in town, pet stores that had fish, and other people who had fish for pets. She hoped someone had advice that would help her take care of Princess Fish. They all said the same thing. If she doesn't get better after a month on the medicine, she won't survive. At least she would never be able to swim again. But this little, special, and disabled fish did survive. And now she was swimming. It wasn't much, just a little at a time, and not very well. But what mattered the most, Princess never gave up hope. And she never gave up trying. And now she was swimming. Jane had confidence in Princess. Princess had trust in Jane. Together, they learned it didn't matter how big or how small you were. It didn't matter if you were a human, some other animal, or a fish. You could be disabled and still learn to do things on your own and to have fun. Jane came back from her trip. She was so happy to see beautiful Princess swimming. Jane told Princess it was time that she had another fish just like her to be friends with. So she brought home Rapunzel, an orange fish with long, flowing white fins. The other little neon fish went back to the other big tank to be with their old fish friends. Rapunzel and Princess became good friends as they got to know each other better in their glass tank. It was just like a fairy tale story. Rapunzel helped Princess practicing swimming more and more. They played games, and Princess chased Rapunzel around the tank. Sometimes Rapunzel went on one side of the plastic rocks in the tank, and tried to get Princess to swim through the holes. Every time Princess would try to swim, she got scared and bumped into the sides. This time, Princess wouldn't cry. She didn't even get upset like she used to. She just said, I'll try again later. Every day, she tried a little harder until she could finally do it. Princess thought, it could be fun to learn something new. Doesn't matter how hard it is to do. It doesn't matter if she's actually able to do it. What matters is she is having fun trying. Princess has her fish friend Rapunzel and her human friend Jane. Together, they make it fun to do things. Together, Princess and Rapunzel laugh and play all day. As each day passes, Princess learns that she can get stronger and stronger and do more things. She knows she'll be able to go back to the big pond. She's never going to be able to. But she will never swim good enough to be in that big area. Princess knows and understands that she will always be physically challenged. Most of all, she also understands that she can be happy. Princess looked out of her tank at Jane. She threw Jane a big kiss and said, "Thank you." They know they have many, many more happy days ahead to spend together. It doesn't matter that Princess is disabled. Princess knows that she is special. She accepts her physical challenge, and now she keeps learning new things to do and different ways of doing things. So she'll never be too different from the other fish. She has her friends. She has her Jane. Together, they make a family. Princess is happy to be just the way she is. As the days go by, Princess tells Rapunzel stories about the pond with all the different flowers and the frogs. Because Princess and Rapunzel have their imagination, they can pretend all kinds of different things together now. Now their new home could be just as magical as the pond was and more. So there they are. And the rest of the book tells more about Princess and the real story about her. And here's a picture of Princess and Rapunzel. And on my YouTube channels, you can even watch a video of them. Okay. That's not quite the end. This is also the beginning. There's a mystery. I have a fairy in my house, maybe more than one. And I'm going to need your help because this fairy has a sense of humor. And it's either he or she or both. Keeps hiding little doors around my house so that they can come and go. So if in my video, if you see any doors in the corners or somewhere where I am, probably behind me, so I can't see it at the time, can you drop me a note? Let me know where it is. And we'll keep putting the clues together and see what we can come up with. So keep checking back. And I hope you enjoy my stories. And I hope you'll help me in my community. And if you have any suggestions or ideas, please let me know. Thanks for stopping by. Keep on imagining. Keep on being safe.